Hi. So now the topic is waveguide components and applications. This is the unit 4 of your syllabus. So in this, we are going to discuss. So we are going to discuss about various components. So the microwave systems or networks normally consist of several microwave components. So including the source generates microwave signal, and the load, which is being connected to each other by some waveguides or some transmission line systems. So, but all these components must be built with lower standing wave ratios, lower attenuation loss, lower insertion losses, and other desirable characteristics to achieve the desired transmission of microwave signals. Since the microwave signals is electromagnetic waves, so these are transmitted through air. So within the boundaries, we can transmit the signals in one line. So to set up one communication systems. So the interconnection of two or more microwave devices may be regarded as junctions, or point of intersection of two or more signal is called as a junction, just like node or current node or voltage junction. So like this in a normal communication system like that. So here also, if the two or more microwave devices are connected, it forms one junction. So generally, the low frequency circuit can be described using two port networks and their parameters like Z parameters, Y parameters, H parameters, ABCD parameters, etc. So these are as per network theory. Here voltage and current relations are going on. So in a similar way, at microwave frequencies, we are talking about traveling waves which are associated with power instead of voltages currents. The microwave junction can be defined by what we are called as scattering parameters or S parameters, similar to X, H, Y, Z parameters. So understand this microwave junction, consider a four-port network like this. So this is one microwave junction, this is one microwave source, load like this, port 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Then this is this junction and also normal road systems, traffic junction. So whenever the input comes from the port 1 source, that is from source, so which may be enter into in this direction and it will goes in this direction, in this direction, and this direction. So and due to reflections from the loads, the signal will be get in this direction, and due to reflections from the junction, the so signal may be comes back like this. So now it is similar to traffic junction. So the output maybe comes from port 2, 3 or 4. So it becomes instead of due to mismatch, the same power will be gets back to port 1. Similarly, if you apply inputs at all other points, all other ports, so we have 16 combinations we get. So these are represented in a matrix form. So their matrix is called as scattering matrix. So it is a square wave matrix which gives all the combinations of power relations between various input and output ports at microwave junctions. Mean that in this to this junction we have four ports. So we can apply input at any port, at port 1, port 2 or port 3 or port 4. The signal will gets into remaining ports and some power maybe gets back according to application of power in the different ports. So now, so it is a square wave matrix. It gives all the combination of power relation with various input and output junction. These elements of this matrix are called as scattering coefficient or scattering parameters, or S parameters. So this scattering matrix is an analytical technique which is used to characterize or study multi-port networks. So the formation of scattering matrix is like this. So this is the two-port network. So input port, so consider small network, two-port network. This is port 1, port 2. Generally, we are representing input like this and output like this. So I have represented here the source, this is GVG for the port 1. So means if you are applying some signal here, that is represented the incident wave. I am representing with A1, incident wave A1. So port 2 it is connected with Z2. So due to incident wave, some wave will get in this side, that is represented with B2, that is called as reflected wave. So now, if you are inciding input from this side, that is incident wave A2, and due to this reflected wave B1. So this is the port 1 and port 2. So A1 is the parameter proportional to incident wave, A2 is the parameter incident at port 2, and parameter proportional to reflected wave at port 1 and port 2. The elements of this matrix relate the forward and reverse traveling waves at the various ports of the network. The S parameters depends upon the reflection coefficient and transmission coefficients or attenuation. So now, if two-port network, for a two-port network, the equation is in terms of S parameters like a normal two-port network. Here, the output at B1, port 1 represented with the B1 is equal to S11A1 plus S12A2. B2 is equal to S21A1 plus S22A2. So these relations gives the scattering coefficients and output power and the input powers between the input and output powers. So where S11, S12, S21, S22 are the S parameters, these will get when A2 equal to 0, nothing but we are not giving any input at port 2. So if we are giving input at only port 1, then S11 we get, this is 0. So we get S11 is equal to B1 by A1, then A1, A2 equal to 0. So nothing but a reflection coefficient at port 1 when port 2 is terminated with a matched load, that is A2 equal to 0. Similar way, so we are getting S12 is equal to B1 by A2 when A1 equal to 0. This is attenuation of wave traveling from port 2 to port 1. S21 is equal to, so input at port 1 and we are taking at port 2. So that is S21. This is B2 by A1 when A2 equal to 0. This is also attenuation of wave traveling from port 1 to port 2. So this is reflection coefficient at port 2. When port 1 is terminated with the matched load, that is A1 equal to 0, then we are getting S22 is equal to B2 by A2. So A represent incident wave, B represent output wave, that is nothing but reflected wave. So in general, the reflection coefficient or transmission coefficient is given as S is equal to reflected wave by incident wave, that is equal to B by A. So now in terms of matrix, matrix B is equal to this matrix S into this matrix A. So for two-port network we have two, only B1 and B2 reflected waves. S matrix is S11, S12, S21, S22, A1 and A2 inputs. So these diagonal elements of the scattering matrix are reflection coefficient, means this one and this one, these two are diagonal elements. Here the both subscripts, these two are same, and of the diagonal elements, these two of the diagonal elements are these the elements are subscripts are different. This is S1 to S21. These are transmission coefficient. So properties of S matrix, before going to discuss about various microwave T junctions. So we require some property, we have some properties of the S matrix. So S matrix, the first property is S matrix is always a square matrix in the order of n cross n. So here n represent number of more ports. So if it is a two-port network, the n cross n is equal to 2 cross 2. If it is a three-port network, n cross network is equal to 3 by 3. Second property is symmetry property. Here S is a symmetric matrix. So means Sij is always Sji or S is equal to S transpose. So transpose matrix. According to symmetry property, if a microwave junction satisfies the reciprocity condition, the junction is a linear passive circuit and S parameters are equal to their corresponding transposes. So means S11, S12, S21, S22 is S transpose is equal to changing this these both scripts S11 change the S11, S1 to S21, S1 to S21, S1 to like this. That is S transpose. According to symmetry property, S12 is equal to S21 means application of input at either port. So this behavior of the device or this two-port network or this network is same. Third one is unitary property. This matrix S is a unitary matrix, that is S into S transpose is equal to its unitary matrix. Unit matrix or identity matrix are the same order of should be S. Next one is zero property. The sum of the products of the each term of the any row multiplied by the complex conjugate of the corresponding terms of any other row is column is zero. That is nothing but here sum of I equal to 1 sik sij star is equal to 0 for k not equal to j. So k is 1 2 3 approximately like this. Second, fifth property is phase shift property. So in any of the terminal or reference place, say the kth port are moved away from the junction by an electrical distance some bk lk. These are distances. Each of the coefficients Sij involving k will be multiplied by the factor of exponential of minus j bk lk. So last two properties are rarely utilized. The remaining three properties are always we are utilizing to identify or to characterize the microwave T junctions. So microwave T junction. The T junction is an insertion of three waveguides. So in the form of English alphabet T. So like a T, English alphabet T. So we are connecting three waveguides. So waveguide junctions plays a major role in microwave techniques like say nodes in the normal communication systems, normal systems. These are used to split the linear power into two or combine the power and combine the power. There are several types of T junctions, and some of them are following. So means these T junctions are utilizing to combine the power or to split the power. So like it is acts like a junction of normal communication systems. So generally we have different types of T junctions: H plane T junction, E plane T junction, EH plane or magic T junction. This is hybrid T, rat race junction like this. So for the first one is H plane T junction. If you are understanding H plane junction, remaining T junctions can be easily understand. So this is the H plane T. So H plane T junction is formed by some. This is the one rectangular waveguide. So plain rectangular waveguide. So the H plane T is formed by simply cutting a rectangular slot along the width of the main waveguide. This is the width of the main. This is width. This is breadth. Actually, this is breadth and this is width. So this width of the main waveguide and attach the another waveguide, the same type of the same size of rectangular waveguide attaching like this. So it forms a H plane T. So here this is the port 1 and port 2 and port 3. So length is same, A is same for this one and this one, B is same for this one and this one. So these two arms are primary arms, collinear or coupler arms. This is auxiliary arm or H arm or side arm. So the electrical distribution is if the signal is inserting, TE wave is inserting like in the Z direction. So means there is no electrical field line. The electrical field lines may be like this. The horizontal and the magnetic field lines must be like this. Okay, here the port 1 and port 2 are the main waveguides are called as this like this. So now the transmission equivalent of the H plane junction is like this. This is a shunt T. So here it is looks like a shunt T. In the side arm is connected in shunt with the main waveguide. So when the waveguide incident at port 3, so means that the wave is incident at port 3. If you are giving input at port 3, that is equally distributed into this direction and into this direction. So with the same phase angle, with the same phase angle. So means that at port 1 and port 2 we are getting in phase waves. So the reason for these two waves being in phase is that while passing through H junction, the electrical field does not suffer, but magnetic field suffers. So if the two waves are fed from two sides of the arm 1 and arm 2, so then these two are added. So means, so if you are giving input at port 1 and port 2 at a time, the added signal will get like this in this port, means that it acts like one adder. So when a wave is incident at port 1, then it is again divided symmetrically into two ports. So that is port 2 and port 3. The equivalent circuit of H plane T junction is like this: 1, 2, electrical equivalent circuit. So now coupling of power is like this. If you are giving input at port 3, so this is the electrical signal representation. And this is 0 represents outward directed wave. So cross represents inward directed wave. Electrical field lines gets outside like this and will be comes into this direction. Then these two are splitting in this direction. This wave is splitting in this direction with the same phase angle. So now to understand this H-plane T junction, simply H-plane T junction acts like one adder circuit. The scattering matrix of H-plane T junction is the properties of the H-plane T can be completely defined by its S matrix. Now, according to the first property, the order of the scattering matrix is 3 by 3. Since there are 3 possible inputs and we have 3 possible outputs only, then S matrix is equal to, we get a 3 by 3 matrix like this. So now to determine the S parameter Sij by applying the properties of the S, so the first property, the symmetry property, Sij equal to Sji. Now, if you are applying input at port 1, it is same as we getting output at 3, the same as if you are applying input at port 2, we are getting output at port 3 same. Therefore, we can write S13 equal to S23. From the symmetry property, Sij equal to Sji, S12 equal to S21, S13 equal to S31, S23 equal to S30 equal to S13. Now, since port 3 is here, we are adding only one one rectangular waveguide part, that is port 3, to the main waveguide. So it should be perfectly matched with the junction. Therefore, the perfect match junction, there is no reflection. Therefore, S33 equal to 0. Since means here we are applying input at port 3. This is the input and this is the output. So input at port 3, we are taking output at port 3. There is no reflections since it is perfectly matched. Therefore, it is 0. Now, according to properties, the S matrix becomes S11, S12, S13. S21 is same as S12 since according to symmetry property where you can write S12, S22, S13, S23 equal to S13. Therefore, you can write like this S13, S13, 0. Now S1 and S has only 4 unknown parameters, these 3 and this one. So now from the unitary property, we are writing like this: S equal to S complex conjugate is equal to unitary property matrix. Now multiply this row 1 and column 1, S11 into S11 star, S21 into S12 into S1 star. So like this, we are getting like this. So that is equal to 1. So we can write modulus of magnitude of S11 is same, therefore square, plus these two magnitudes are same, therefore we can write like this. Can write like this. Then note down that is an equation number 1. So now according to this R2 C2 R3 C3, so R2 C2 we get getting like this, and R3 C3 only we have S13 star, therefore we are getting like this is equal to 0. Now R3 C1, so means R3, this R3 C1 like this. So to get another unknown parameter, do R3 C1, that is S13 into S11 star plus S13 into S12 star is equal to 0. That is equation number 4. Now from the equation 3, this is equation the 2 into S13 star is equal to 1. To S13 magnitude of S13 square is equal to 1 by 2, according to this S13 equal to 1 by root 2. Now by comparing the equation 1 and 2, this is equation 1 and 2, these two are cancelled out, this one and this one, this one and this one cancelled out. S11 square is equal to S22 square. We are getting like this, S11 equal to S22. Now from the equation 4, this equation 4, take common S13 here. So S11 star plus S12 star equal to 0. Since S13 already we have a value that is 1 by root 2, therefore it is not equal to 0. This should be 0. Therefore, S11 star is equal to minus S12 star. Means that S11 equal to minus S12 or S12 equal to minus S11. Now from the equation 1, substitute all the above values in the equation 1. So we are getting S12 equal to minus S11, therefore S11 square plus S1 equal to minus S11 square, we are getting S11 square again plus 1 by 2 S13, 1 by root 2 whole square, 1 by 2, that is equal to 1. From this, so we are getting S11 equal to only 1 by 2. Since S11 equal to minus S12, we are getting S1 equal to minus 1 by 2. Since S11 equal to S22, 1 by 2 again. Substitute all the above values, we get an equation, a matrix X like this: 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by root 2, 1 minus 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2, 0. Now we know that matrix B is equal to matrix S into A. So substitute all the values of the matrix S here. So this is the output matrix, scattering matrix, and input matrix. So multiply now B1 output power B1 is equal to multiply these two and this one, R1, this one, R2, this one, R3, this one for B1, B2, B3. So we are getting like this. We are getting some equations 5, 6, 7, B1, B2, B3. So now using these equations, we can verify the characteristics of the H-plane T junction, whether it is working perfectly or not. So now case 1, input is given at port 3 and no input is port 1 and port 2. Now A3 equal to not equal to 0, we are getting input at port 3, A1 equal to 0, A2. Substitute these in equation 5, 6, 7. So if you are inserting 5, 6, 7, A1, A2 zeros. So A1, A2, these two are zeros. So now B1 is equal to 1 by root terms of A3. Like that, B2 equal to A3 by root 2. B1 equal to A3 by root 2. B3 equal to 0. Therefore, B1 equal to B2. So mean that, so if you are applying power at P3, in output power set 1 and 2 are say with same phase angle. Now in terms of dBs, so output power we are getting minus 3 dB of so input power. So hence the power coming from the port 1 and port 2 is 3 dB down with respect to input power at port 3. Hence the H-plane is also called as 3 dB splitter. So when the TE mode is allowed to propagate into ports 3, the electrical field lines does not change their direction when they came out of from the port 1 and port 2. Therefore, hence it is also called as H-plane T. So the waves that comes out from the port 1 and port 2 is equal magnitude and in phase. So now in case 2, if you are applying input at port 1 and port 2, there is no input at port 3. Then what happens? If you are applying input at port 1 and port 2, say we are not giving any input at port 3, substitute above values in the equation 5, 6, 7, we are getting B1 equal to 0, B2 equal to 0. This is reflected powers due to application of input at port 1 and port 2. So but at port 3, added power of 1 by inputs at port 1 and port 2. This is due to port 1, this is due to port 2. 1 by root 2 times of port 1, 1 by root 2 times of port 2. These two are added at the port 3. The output is the addition of the two inputs at port 1 and port 2. So therefore, these are added in phase.